From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Yes, indeed. Westside Decorating Center is our sponsor at 5789 State Street in Saginaw. See their newly expanded showroom and all the new product lines, including countertops. Everything you need to decorate your home, you're going to find at Westside Decorating. Later on, after the 10 o'clock news, we're going to talk about the Memorial Cup coming to Saginaw with Craig Goslin, President and Managing Partner of the Saginaw Spirit, and the County Controller in Saginaw County, Robert Bellman, will be here to talk about what's ahead. We'll have open lines on Focus. And for this hour, though, we're going to find out what's happening in Bay City. And there's always something happening in Bay City. And in a large way because of my guest this morning, because he makes it happen. We say good morning to Mike Bacigalupo. Mike, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me today.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure.
So I have to ask this question. What's your current title? Don't tell me which organization.
Well, I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the State Theater, the Director of the Bay County Historical Museum, the Special Events Coordinator for the City of Bay City, and since November, I have taken on the Director of the Downtown Development Authority as well.
I could do 4 shows here in 1 hour.
You want to talk about alphabet soup? There it is.
Well, let's start out with the State Theater, one of those little gems we find in Bay City. And how's it doing, and what's coming up?
Well, we're doing very well. Obviously, it's getting into our slower season because the sun is coming out. Yeah. Not today, but the sun is coming out, and we're going to be moving all of our efforts outside to Winona Park, starting in late May, and then. But we've got a few things coming up at the State Theater with an Elvis impersonator show. And
who is it?
Jake Slater.
Oh, Jake is fabulous.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I used to judge those competitions. I saw Jake many times.
Yeah, and he's grown to be a pretty big Elvis tribute artist.
Absolutely.
And so we're doing that, and then we've got a group called Pure AM Gold.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to be performing to do a benefit for Brian's house.
Yep.
So
they're fabulous.
Yeah, they're a great group and a great group of local musicians. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to work with all the locals.
With a lot of creds.
Oh, yeah. Great. So, and we have a very special concert coming up. It hasn't been announced yet, so they're hearing it for the first time today that Don Carline is having a tribute concert for his wife, Betty.
Really?
Yes. June 27th, 7 o'clock at the theater. Kevin Cole is going to be playing this concert. And Don's grandson, who's on Broadway, is going to be singing at this concert.
You'll put 2 tickets aside for me.
Yeah,
right now. I'm the first 2.
I'll take care of that. And it's actually on Don's 77th wedding anniversary to his wife, Betty.
He is a very special individual to me because when I came to Saginaw in 1974, we used to have to do community ascertainments. You go around and you talk to people about what the community needs. And the first assignment I received while I was here was to go out and talk to the president of Delta College, who didn't know me from Adam, and I didn't know him from Adam. I walked in the office, and for 45 minutes, he gave a lecture on why this should be a megalopolis, not 3 cities.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was great. And we've been friends ever since.
Yep. I go over to his house and visit with him all the time, and we have a great talks. And he's just a wealth of information. And
still sharp as a tack.
Oh, yeah.
Just sharp as a tack. We had we sat with him at the chocolate affair this year. And,
okay.
He's special.
Yeah, and the great thing is you walk in there, he's still wearing the cowboy boots, and but since we're inside, he's not wearing the cowboy hat.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. But he's a great guy. But it's going to be a great show, and we're looking forward to putting on. It's been in the works ever since Betty died, and we're just making it happen.
Good.
Finally.
Good. And Kevin, of course, he's
yes. Yeah.
What can you say about him?
Yeah.
The worldwide performer.
Right.
That's exciting. That's good stuff. But outdoors is where it's going to be happening.
Outdoors is where it's going to be happening this year.
I know one of them. I want to. I'm a huge Queen fan.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a Queen fan, and with Adam Lambert, they're even better. But rather than spend the hundreds and hundreds of dollars it's required to go down to Detroit and see him this year, it'll probably cost me a little bit less to see your tribute group, won't it?
Yeah. Well, we've got a whole list of tribute artists this year coming to the Wednesdays in the Park free concert series that we have. It's kicking off with the Bay Concert Band, obviously from Bay City and surrounding areas, and then we have the Traveling Millberries, which is a Traveling Wilburys tribute band. Okay, and that's on the 14th of June. The 21st of June, we have a very special concert. It's called Shakedown, the Bob Seger tribute.
Oh, wow.
And you know who's the lead singer of that one is our illustrious sheriff, Bill Fettersteel.
Yes.
So he called me and asked if he could do a show.
Yeah, he's doing Seeger now as well as
Kenny Rogers. Yeah. So since I already have a Kenny Rogers tribute coming, he created the Bob Seger one to do. So, and then of course we have the Simply Queen show on July 5th.
Tell me about that group. I'm serious about the Queen's my favorite.
Yeah, they're a phenomenal group. They have.
Where are they from?
They're from Canada.
I thought so.
Yeah, they're from Toronto area.
Yeah,
and we bring them in. And last year we brought them in, and of course we're going to have a huge crowd, and it poured rain. Yeah, so we had a bit of a problem with that, and we had about 2,000 people wanting to get into this rain site at the State Theater.
It's not quite big enough.
Didn't happen. So, but we did pack the place, and but we did pipe the music outside so people could hear it. And of course, the show started at 7, and about 7:10, the sun came out. And so what do? You can only do so much.
Yeah, that's the risk of outdoor concerts. I mean,
you
can control a lot of things. That's not one of them.
Yeah, that's not one of them. But and then continuing on, we have the on the 12th of July, we have The Gambler, a Kenny Rogers tribute, and then we have Sunset Boulevard, which is a group out of Detroit that is coming up to do
like Broadway.
All the Sunset Boulevard type music that's coming up and stuff like that. Tom Petty tribute on the 26th of July. 2nd of August, we have the Listen to the Music, a Doobie Brothers tribute happening. Yeah. First time here. And on the 9th, we have Van Halen Invasion coming. On the 16th of August, we have Chicago Transit. All of Chicago tribute coming. Yep. On the 23rd, we have Epic Eagles. And then on the 30th of August, we have ABBA Mania coming.
No kidding.
So a lot of these groups that are coming to Bay City for the very first time.
So I have to ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
These are all free concerts.
Yes.
And they're all first quality, top-notch people.
Right.
How's it paid for?
We get a lot of sponsorships from businesses all over the region. This concert series has been around for over 30 plus years, and it's been very well known, and it's like Wednesday is the time to be in Bay City. So we've reached out to a lot of different businesses, and they've stepped up to help pay for a lot of these. And we do also pass the bucket too, And
this is a bring your own chair. There's no VIP seating. There's no VIP area.
Correct.
It's just open seating in the park.
Yeah, open seating in the park. Sit where you want. Get there early because we have people coming in at noon just to drop their chairs to find the shade. Exactly. And then but it packs up probably by 4:00 and 5:00. People are sitting around just eating dinner because we have B&C Pizza down there. We have the concession stand down there. This year, Bay Sale will be down there serving beer and wine. So they're doing that as a fundraiser for themselves.
It's almost like a Wednesday festival.
Exactly. We do a festival every Wednesday down in the park. Yeah. And we have a lot of fun doing it.
And that's just a Wednesday. So we'll get to the other days here.
Yeah, there's 7 days in a week.
Yeah. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. We're talking to Mike Bacigalupo from Bay City about all the events happening, and we will be back with more after these notes.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce, such as child custody and property division, among many others. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell. We're a partner men can count on.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Is your home's title still in your name? What would you do if you discovered you're the victim of a home title theft and that the one document that proves you own your home is no longer in your name? With Home Title Lock's free lookup service, you can verify your home is still safely in your name. Thieves can now discover the title to your home online. They simply forge your signature on a transfer document stating you sold your home to them. Then they take out loans on your home or sell it to some unsuspecting buyer. Homeowners insurance and common identity theft programs do not protect you. Home Title Lock does. Home Title Lock puts a virtual shield around your home's title to help keep criminals away. First things first, verify your home's title is still in your name with Home Title Lock's free lookup service. There's no obligation. It's absolutely free. Then register your address for 30 free days of protection. Visit HometitleLock.com/free. HometitleLock.com/free.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Inflation cooled a little last month as measured by the PCE price index. From January to February, there was a 0.3% increase for the overall reading and the core index, which excludes food and energy. For the year ending in February, the core PCE was up 4.6%. It's a sign inflation moderated, though it's still high. Also, personal incomes rose 0.3% and spending rose 0.2%, which is a small increase. Bed Bath & Beyond says it has until April 26 to raise the money it needs to avoid a bankruptcy filing. It will try selling more stock to keep itself in business. And electric truck maker Nikola is selling stock to fund its operations. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The WSW Online poll for you is about American values with that recent Wall Street Journal NOC survey, comparing responses from 25 years ago, finding when it comes to the questions of patriotism, religion, and raising children, the responses percentage-wise are down compared to 25 years ago. Patriotism, 25 years ago, 70% very important, now 38%. The importance of religion, 62% then, 39% now. And raising children, 59% then, now it's 30%.
Well, those are some significant drops there.
By contrast, having money was the only value that was up from 25 years ago. So the WSW poll question for you, what is your view regarding American values of patriotism, religion, and raising children? You can vote, I think these values are very important. I don't think these values are very important. You can vote, you think that the having money value is more important, or you're not sure. You head to WSW.com, you scroll down the homepage, you will find a poll box, and you can make your vote that way with WSGW.
Hey, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. We're talking to Mike Bacigalupo from Bay City about all the events at Winona Park this year and more in the State Theater and a few other hats that he juggles from time to time. So let's talk about all the other days of the week, because you mentioned the Wednesday night concert series, and that's been going on for, like you said, 30 some odd years. But what else is happening of significance in the park this year?
Well, we've got some major national act concerts coming on Fridays and Saturdays in June, the 15th, 16th, 17th. Obviously, we have the Bay City Country Music Festival. We've been doing that ever since it left Saginaw, and it's coming here. So it's been going on for 6 years now, so it's doing very well. Jimmy Allen on Thursday night, Mitchell Tenpenny on Friday night, and Nelly on Saturday night. So we've got that big concert coming up. So obviously the Fireworks Festival, the last weekend in June and first day in July. And then the 7th of July, we have the Queens of Country coming, Gabby Barrett and Ashley McBride. They're going to be coming and doing a concert. And then so we shift from country on the 7th to classic rock on the 8th, because we're having Styx coming to Winona Park. So on the 7th on country, classic rock with Styx on the 8th. Then 2 weeks later, we have 38 Special coming.
Another one.
Yep, another classic rock show. And then the day after that, we have Here Come the Mummies, and they're showing up. And they've been there now for about 4 or 5 years and doing, and it's just a phenomenal group of musicians from all over the world that dress up as mummies, come in, you don't know who they are, and they do a very good job. So, and they actually are bringing a special guest this year. His name is Sax Squatch. So he's a saxophone player that dresses up
like
as
Sasquatch.
Yes. So it'll be interesting. Yeah.
To say the least.
To say the least. Yeah. And then on the 4th of August, we have our friend Todd Michael Hall and his group Riot coming.
Oh, really?
To perform. They're going to headline at the park this year. And he's very excited because he played last year, but this year he's headlining the park with 3 local bands coming. Oh, he's amazing.
And he works right around the corner.
Yep, so. He's right around the corner. Yep, so he does a good job. And then on the 5th of August, we have Larry McRae doing a blues festival.
Fantastic.
Very first blues festival ever in the park. And then 2 weeks later, on the 18th, we have Joan Jett and the Blackhearts coming.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. So they're coming. And then on the 26th of August, we have Tommy Two-Tone, Paul Young, and Rick Springfield coming to the park. So those are Fridays and Saturdays happening, along with Friday at the Falls, free concerts at downtown Bay City, and then the Thursdays at Uptown, the free concerts that we do at Uptown as well. So we have many things happening downtown.
You got some open days you got to fill yet.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, we do have free movies on Tuesday nights at the park as well in July. So we're going to be filling in a lot of the different areas in downtown with different events going on when we do street closures and things like that.
We should point out, though, these Friday and Saturday concerts are paid events, right?
Yes, those are ticketed events, and you can get tickets at the State Theater online at statetheaterbaycity.com.
With an RE.
With an RE, yes.
I don't know what it is about here, but this region is all REs.
Yeah, everybody's REs about it. And then, or call the box office at 989-892-2660. So.
And how is, they're paid events, but it's not assigned seating, is it? Or do you have a VIP area at those concerts?
At those concerts, we have a VIP area up front, and we put about 1,000 people up front, and then we have a gate, and then we have lawn seating after that, just like at Pine Knob or DT, whatever they call it nowadays.
Yeah.
And then
it's back to Pine Knob, I think.
Yeah, it's back to Pine Knob. There it is. And so you bring your own chair, but you can see pretty much from anywhere in that park. And we have actually added some seating to the park with memorial benches and honoring benches that people have bought and put in there. So we've actually added some seating there. But one of the things that a lot of the performers get to see, and they don't ever get to see sometimes, is when they're performing on stage and all of a sudden they see a big freighter coming through their show. They literally are in awe. Yeah. So it's, it's pretty cool that you can have a big freighter going in your backyard while you're playing music. So
serious question for Mike. How is the restructuring of the bridges going to impact downtown?
I don't see it as a problem. That's my personal opinion. Okay. I don't see it as a problem. People can choose whether or not they go over the Liberty Bridge or not. Obviously, when the Lafayette Street Bridge closes to be repaired and things like that, that's going to happen. People are going to have to find another way to shift gears. They did last year when the Liberty Bridge was closed most of the summer. We didn't have a problem. In fact, we had our biggest summer last year. So people were coming downtown, and we didn't have a problem with it.
I talked to Dana Muscat about it, and at the time, and this was at the bridge ceremony when they were dedicating it.
Yep.
And she said that there have been studies in other communities where this has been done, and the shift was only about 10% off of that bridge to another bridge.
Right.
And you can live with that, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. 10% is not a whole lot. And, I go over that bridge every day. I don't have a problem with it. And I see that there's always people going over it.
Got your transponder?
Yeah, I've got my transponder.
I have an Easy Pass.
Yeah.
And I was told that it'll work.
Yeah.
Because it's the same system.
Yeah. I've been working a lot with United Bridge Partners on different things, and they are very helpful. All you got to do is go in and ask, and don't complain, because if you complain, you'll get the right answer sooner or later. But it's just not a big problem. It's something new. It's a change, and we're getting busier in Bay City, and we've got to get these things fixed so you can get from point A to point B.
Yeah, and and the city couldn't afford it. I mean, the bottom line was, if they didn't do something, what was going to happen? The bridges weren't going to operate.
Yeah, you can't get across the river. So then you have two MDOT bridges that if one goes down, you have one bridge, and then it's going to be like having only the 3rd Street Bridge there. And we all know what happened to the 3rd Street Bridge. So we know that, we can't have that.
No, that's for sure. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back. We're talking to Mike Baccialupo. We're going to talk about some other things too when we come back here on the Art Lewis Show for this Friday morning.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from Applied Training Solutions. You are going to get half off of a CPL class. It's normally $150, but you're getting this deal for just $75. A CPL class is necessary for anyone looking for the proper certification to apply for a concealed pistol license in the state of Michigan. And you must be 21 or older. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Yes, we do have availability. Those dates for how many guests?
Andrea's boutique hotel is the destination to tie the knot.
Oh, you want the whole property?
She needs an assistant to catch the bookings bouquets.
249 guests, huh? Oh, and 3 dogs.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hello, Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. We've got big news.
We're back! And you can join us Sundays at 1 p.m. as we once again go behind the mitten.
We'll take you to every corner of the state, sharing the stories that make Michigan great.
Find a hidden gem or a new favorite spot that might be located right in your hometown.
We'll go above the bridge and taste our way across the state.
Join us Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my Outdoor Magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you. Hope everything works because I just spilled coffee. Oh, and I don't even see the roll of paper towels in here that I need. But we'll move on. Let's talk about some of your other titles. You recently assumed the role of director of the Downtown Development Authority in Bay City. What's that doing for you, and what's happening in Bay City that way?
Well, what we're doing is we're bringing new parking facilities there, as far as we're going to do an app-based parking structure with what it's called is Park Mobile, where you log in with your phone and you pay for your parking rather than putting coins in a meter. You pay for your parking via a phone, and it alerts you when the parking numbers are up and it's time to add more money to it and stuff like that. So it's kind of a newer thing that we're working on. We're testing it out right now in our parking lots and other areas of downtown, and it's a revenue generator so that we can take care of our parking lots and we can maintain them and make sure that everything stays up to snuff.
It's a system I've seen elsewhere.
Yeah,
and seems to function fairly well.
Oh yeah. We have a good response. Obviously, it's another change. Okay, and
change is inevitable.
Change is inevitable anywhere you go, and but it's something that has to be done because you can't fix things without revenue, and that's one thing with the limited tax revenue that you create with the DDA TIFs and assessments. You can't fix everything, and everybody wants everything fixed.
So give us, Mike, an overview of what a DDA does.
Well, what we do is we work on the infrastructure of the downtown with streets and beautification and improvements, such as the improvements we did in Winona Park.
Is that part of the DDA?
Yeah, it's part of our DDA. And then we work on other improvements, such as lighting, and the DDA put in the fireplaces in downtown. And so we do projects like that, and we get our funding from a tax assessment that we have in the downtown area, and then we work alongside of our counterparts with the downtown management board. So we work with them, which is her office is 6 feet from mine, and we actually yell at each other through the office. Kelly Rupp from the downtown management board, she is. She manages all the events that goes on downtown, and we bounce ideas off of each other. Since I do a lot of different events, she bounces ideas off me, and I bounce ideas off of her. So it's a great partnership with the two of us.
And in terms of the city's financial health right now, in terms of downtown, it's doing well.
Oh, doing very well. Yeah, we're working on different projects with the city. In fact, they're helping me get the Park Mobile things up to snuff and getting those installed. And then we're going to work on other projects together. We do a huge project where we clean up all the parks in Bay City and the downtown streets and things like that. So we're working with about 400 to 500 volunteers in one day, and going to clean up as many of the parks in Bay City as we can, Midland Street, downtown streets as well.
Now, we talk about Downtown Development Authority. Is the Midland Corridor part of that?
No,
it's not, right?
No, it's
separate.
Not. They've got their own separate management board down there. Each of the districts have their own management boards. The downtown has theirs. Midland Street has theirs. Columbus Avenue has their CDC. It's a Columbus Avenue Business District type thing. Johnson Street has their business district. South End has their business district, but they're all separate and they're all funded differently.
They all collaborate?
We are starting to work together with some of them, so we're going to kind of see where we can go. We haven't been able to collaborate much with them at this point because funding is different in some of the areas and stuff like that. So it's a lot. We're just starting the meetings.
All right. We take a break, come back. We're talking to Mike Bacigalupo from Bay City. More ahead. And let me start by talking about my friends at McDonald Ford in Freeland, because for years they have been friends of mine. And now I finally get to talk about them. McDonald Ford, as the name implies, a Ford dealer. But Tom Jr. and Tom III would like you to know they're more than just a Ford dealer. What do I mean by that? Well, on their pre-owned lot, you will find Chevys and Cadillacs and Jeeps and Lincolns. I've seen Audis. I've seen Mercedes-Benz. You'll find all kinds of vehicles on their lot. And this period of time, I'm driving a Ford Ranger, a 2022 Ford Ranger with the Tremor package. That's their off-road package. And I drive with confidence because this vehicle has been through their 100-point inspection. I also know that if I need service, their service department is second to none. Be it minor, be it major, they can handle it all. They have a drive collision center for body work, quick lane center for quick changes. They have just about everything you need from a car dealer at McDonald Ford, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland. And it's a family dealership, and they treat you like family when you go there. McDonald Ford, devoted to helping and serving you.
Inflation is nothing more than legalized theft. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and to preserve your well
business would like to be involved, call 989-752-3456. Our Kids World, Saturday, April 8th, 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Fashion Square Mall. Sponsored by Francis Ray Academy.
Wait, aren't these all charitable donations?
At Magda's Tax Prep, every person
I'd rather
counts.
not have to file for an extension.
She needs new auditors to maximize returns on her family time.
On itemized deductions. Hey, can someone help with these 1099s?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
All right, that's going to do it for this first hour of the Art Lewis Show. Our thanks to Mike Bacigalupo from Bay City for joining us, telling us what's happening up there. News coming up from CBS and the local report, Michael Purchin, the WSGW newsroom. Next hour, we'll be talking to Craig Goslin from the Saginaw Spirit and Robert Bellman, the county controller from Saginaw, about the upcoming Memorial Cup. That's ahead.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Paul Gauguin Cruises.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Former President Trump's lawyer is speaking out on the indictment against his client that's made him the first former president in U.S. history to face criminal charges.
This is a case that would not have been brought against another individual in this country if his name wasn't Donald Trump.
Joe Tacopina tells CBS Mornings he expects Mr. Trump to turn himself in New York next week.
It looks like possibly Tuesday, but I don't know yet. And as far as how that all happens, this is a case of first impression for all of us. You have Secret Service involved, NYPD, Court Officers Union. So I'm not sure exactly how it plays out, but we'll get through it.
The exact contents of the indictment are still a mystery. It remains sealed, but it's believed to be tied to alleged hush money paid to Stormy Daniels during the 2016 campaign. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman.
Falsifying business records in New York is a misdemeanor. No matter how many you count, they're misdemeanors. So we believe that it may be tied to a campaign violation because it wasn't declared. And that way it becomes a felony. So you go from a 1-year crime to a 4-year crime.
As soon as news of the indictment came in, Trump supporters gathered at Mar-a-Lago. They insist it will not hurt his chances of becoming the Republican presidential nominee next year. Chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett.
Right now, there is a possibly predictable, possibly understandable rallying around the president, that this is a prosecution, an indictment that is based, at least in part, according to those who support the former president, in politics.
Former Democratic presidential contender Elizabeth Warren tells CBS.
It is a grand jury, according to the evidence released, that has voted independently. And we will go forward with that process.
An encouraging sign in the Fed's efforts to cool price pressures with interest rate hikes. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Inflation, as measured by the PCE index, was up by 0.3% from the previous month. That was a slightly slower pace of price increases than analysts had expected.
Just in from South Africa, former Paralympic champion Oscar Pistorius has been denied an early release from jail, where he served 10 years for shooting and killing his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp. CBS's Deborah Patta is in Pretoria.
The parole board considers his conduct, his disciplinary record in prison, whether or not he took part in any training or educational courses, his mental and physical state, and whether he is a threat to the public or likely to relapse back into crime.
The women's Final Four tips off tonight. Virginia Tech plays LSU. South Carolina faces Iowa. Dow up 165. This is CBS News.
CBS News is brought to you by Paul Gauguin Cruises. Artfully authentic, all-inclusive year-round cruising to Tahiti and the South Pacific. Visit pgcruises.com today.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out all of our deals going on right now, from Bell's Barkery and Boutique, Mid-Michigan Garage Door, Super Cute, Applied Training Solutions, Bubble Tea Brew House, and Style Encore. You can also enjoy a trip to the Turtle Creek Casino in a Mid-Michigan limo bus. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Tired of out-of-control prices? It's the Gift Food and Craft Marketplace, brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road. Coming to Maury Courts Recreation Center. New location, April 1st and 2nd, Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 5. We pay the first 100 people to shop every day with Shipsy Bucks. Hundreds of booths and thousands of products. It's one-stop shopping, all under one roof this weekend. Stop paying too much for everything. Fresh baked bread, scrumptious soft pretzels, chocolates, homemade cookies, jewelry, crafts, handbags, home decor, yard decorations, vintage items, furniture, pet supplies, the best deals, and the best selection of unique items anywhere. New location, Maury Courts Recreation Center, April 1st and 2nd, Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 5. Free parking. Admission only $5 per adult. Children under 12 free. It's the Gift Food and Craft Show, brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road. For a $1 off coupon, go to shipshawanaontheroad.com. Ship your mama down the road. Yeah.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see periods of showers and thunderstorms here for today with cloudy sky conditions and a high around 60 degrees. Winds out of the south around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. Then for tonight, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, cloudy sky conditions, and a low around 41. By Saturday, a chance for showers and storms, cloudy skies, temperatures climb early, then slowly fall throughout the day. Then on Sunday, we'll see increasing cloud cover, a high of 50. Monday, skies become mostly sunny, high around 60 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 41.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
And welcome back. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Brought to you by Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw. With their newly expanded showroom, they now had new products, too, like countertops, both in the form of quartz and granite and porcelain. You'll find it all waiting for you at Westside Decorating Center. Couple of very special guests. Yesterday was a big day in Saginaw when the president of the Canadian Hockey League, Dan McKenzie, came to town to officially announce that Saginaw had been chosen to host the 2024 Memorial Cup. Canada's, as as you will hear, as Craig Goslin likes to say, it's the equivalent of the Final Four in the NCAA. And it is going to be here in Saginaw in 2024. We're going to talk about it this morning with a couple of very special guests. First of all, the man I just mentioned, the president, managing partner of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club, and he is Craig Goslin.
Good morning, Art.
Oh, just a minute. Just a minute here. There you go.
Good morning, Art.
Good
Thank
morning.
You. Thank you.
And he brought with him this fellow who's been avoiding me for decades. He is the county controller of the county of Saginaw. We say good morning to Robert Bellman.
Good morning, Art. Glad to be here.
Oh, glad to have you here.
Thanks.
All right, Craig, let's start rehashing the announcement of the Memorial Cup and give us a little overview of how it got here.
Well, it wouldn't happen without Robert Bellman, without Chris Boyd, the county commissioners. They stepped up. Our building needed significant improvements to be able to come up to the CHL standards, to be able to host something of this nature, a Memorial Cup. And you know what? And they came through. They see the significance, the economic impact on this thing's going to be between 20 and 30 million, depending on which teams we play. That's why the gap is so wide there. But regardless, it's significant, and we're really grateful. I mean, it's a total team effort. The Memorial Cup is the national championship of Canada, and it is an incredible event. It's a 12 to 13 day event. It's May 22nd through June 3rd of 2024. So it's not this spring, but it's the following spring. And there's 3 leagues in the Canadian Hockey League: the Quebec League, the Western Hockey League, and the Ontario Hockey League. So right now we're in the playoffs, obviously against Flint. The champion of our league this year will play in the Memorial Cup. The champion of the Quebec League will play in the Memorial Cup, and the champion of the Western League will play in the Memorial Cup. And then there's a host team. All right, next year we're going to be that host team, so we're in next year, right? So, and one of the reasons we're in is we've got, number one, we got a great community, and we got a great hockey team coming back.
Yep.
And that was really exemplified right through our entire bid. And we're grateful to everybody. It's a humbling experience.
I asked you this question, and I asked it yesterday at the press conference. What happens if Saginaw wins the OHL title, and now you only have 3 teams?
Well, we got an elite team right now, and all these kids are back. We got the youngest team in the OHL, right? And right now, and they're elite, and they're all back next year. We'll certainly be the favorite to win the OHL next year, without question. I can say that without any hesitation. And hey, listen, if they stay healthy and we continue to add the way Dave Drinkle has done an amazing job, our general manager, he's got a great eye for talent, and he's committed right through the Memorial Cup for us. So we got him through these couple more years. And you know what? It's important. If we do win the OHL championship, the team that we play in the championship is also in the Memorial Cup with us.
Yeah. So Robert, Goose comes to you and says, we want you to spend millions of dollars because we want this tournament. And you said,
absolutely.
Now, wait. I've known you too long. I've known you too long, and how you deal with budgets. So what went through your mind, really?
Well, actually, it's been because my daughter, Evelyn, got me involved in attending a lot of the games prior to Goose asking me to step up and have the county underwrite some of the capital improvements. So I was already bought into the idea that Saginaw Spirit's awesome team. And when we had this opportunity to bid on the cup, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. I saw the value to the community, to the region, and said, let me talk to my board.
So take us through the process, Robert, because I mean, you're faced with probably an $8.5 million bill to redo what needs to be done, right? In ballpark numbers.
Yes.
And, a year ago, it wasn't put in the budget. Nobody knew it was going to happen. So how does a county take care of business like that? What's the contingency?
So the Dow has its own millage. When we examined what that millage could support, we decided to start the bonding process for $5.5 million. We think we can support that on the existing millage.
But that's actually money that was not spent from the original approval of the public, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
So there's room within what the public
Right.
has approved and what the annual operating budget needs. And so we had wiggle room over the next 20 years to squeeze in some debt service to invest the $5.5 million. And so now we're working with the state of Michigan, Michigan Economic Development Corporation, some private corporations in this region to help us close that gap. And we've gotten strong feedback from our local reps as well as from MEDC to help us meet the remaining financial commitment.
Without putting them on the spot, one of those major companies happens to have their name on the building. But moving on.
Exactly.
Aren't we grateful for? We're grateful for Dow. I'll tell you what. Anything in our community that's good that's happening, Dow's involved, and we're grateful. And it's certainly we're going to be approaching them, but we're going to be approaching others too. Others got to participate, and it's a big deal.
And the other thing about it, you got a very, very small window of construction time.
We do.
We got a year roughly to get everything done. Design,
we got less than that,
build,
yeah.
and all that.
Yeah,
it's less than that. It's actually between the
that,
playoffs and August that we have to do some major improvements with the ceiling replacement and some of the other infrastructure in that facility before they hit the ice again and other events in August.
Yeah. But in fact, the design stage is already underway, isn't it?
It is. So the Board of Commissioners last month already gave approval to proceed with $3.9 million. We gave the green light to Kibbe and Associates and Spence Brothers, who will be the construction managers, to start doing everything they need to do to make sure this happens in the time frame that we've represented.
And I assume, bad word, but I assume because they've been involved, those companies have been involved with the Dow before, they understand that building.
They do. We're just wrapping up a $15 million investment, and Spence Brothers is the construction manager on that. They were the initial or the original builders of the atrium and other renovations, so they know that building inside and out. So they were the ideal candidate to move forward with.
There's an economy of scale there as well. I mean, when you look at the knowledge, everything that they've got there with their staff, also with Kibbe and Associates, it's something where they've got the infrastructure right down to an art. And we're confident that the work's going to get done in time.
Good. All right. If you have a list of things that need to be done, warm water in the bathroom would be one.
Now, some bathrooms have it. Some are too hot.
Don't.
Some are cold. Exactly.
Just thought I'd mention it.
I appreciate that.
It's all right.
I hear about that all the time.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back with our guests. We'll also hear from Terry Henney, who is up at where is he today? Maple Hill Nursery. That's where he is. Okay. And we will be back with that in just a few minutes.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-330-1991. That's 1-800-330-1991. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Inflation cooled a little last month as measured by the PCE price index. From January to February, there was a 0.3% increase for the overall reading and the core index, which excludes food and energy. For the year ending in February, the core PCE was up 4.6%. It's a sign inflation moderated, though it's still high. Also, personal incomes rose 0.3% and spending rose 0.2%, which is a small increase. Bed Bath & Beyond says it has until April 26 to raise the money it needs to avoid a bankruptcy filing. It will try selling more stock to keep itself in business. And electric truck maker Nikola is selling stock to fund its operations. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. I'm Terry Henney, and today we are broadcasting from Maple Hill Nursery on Eastman Road in Midland. They're thinking spring here at Maple Hill, and we're going to tell you all about it as we go through the morning. And of course, we'll be doing the farm program live from here starting about 11:30. New Pollywood and alfresco home furniture in both dining and deep seating is arriving. It has been arriving here at Maple Hill, and a lot of folks have been placing their orders. Not only are they interested in what's in stock, and they have a huge stock right now of the outdoor furniture, but you can order. And rest be assured, you will get that order for the most part before the summer season when you really want it. So now's the time to be placing an order for that outdoor furniture special order, or just stopping by and taking a look at the huge inventory available right now at 2672 North Eastman Road in Midland, Maple Hill Nursery. More reports coming up.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation issues, even some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. And we are talking to Craig Goslin, President and Managing Partner of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club, and the Controller of Saginaw County, Robert Bellman, with us this morning, talking about the awarding of the Memorial Cup for 2024 to Saginaw, to the Saginaw Spirit. So, Craig, let's go through the bidding process, because I had learned through this process that there are actually 4 pillars that you had to address. What are they, and how did you address them?
Yeah, no, there's 4 parts of the Memorial Cup bid. The league gives us bid guidelines. All the bidding teams, go through the bid guidelines, and you got to identify what you're going to do with each one. First one is the hockey operations. You got to have a good hockey team coming back. That's where we have Niagara, Kingston, Sault Ste. Marie, and Saginaw that all bid on the Memorial Cup. Of those 4 teams, our team is the only one that made the playoffs, number 1. And we also have home ice. None of their 3 teams made the playoffs. And we've got a tremendous amount of players coming back, and they don't. So we're number 1 in the hockey operations of those 4. Second one was business operations. We outsell. It's not even close. We outsell the closest competitor in sponsorships and ticket sales over $800,000. So we're number 1 in hockey. We're number 1 in business. The next thing was the local atmosphere, and of course we're going to be housing the teams in Frankenmuth. ASM Global and Steve St. John. We're going to have a fan fest down at the Jolt Credit Union Event Park. That's going to be second to none, with concerts every day. There's going to be an amount of activity. The city is going to work with us to help close off the street down there, so we can have like a festive atmosphere for a couple of blocks. So that's the local atmosphere. And the last one was logistics, which includes the arena, the hotels, all the different things that would cover on logistics. And certainly with the work that Robert Bellman and the county commissioners have done, that put us near the top in that area as well. Now the other ones, the other bidding groups got new arenas, right? So that was the work that Robert Bellman and the county commissioners did to make this happen. That was a critical component, because if they don't make it happen, if they don't give us the go ahead that they're going to make these improvements to the facility, there's no chance we get this. And so it covered off that last sphere, which was logistics. And so we got them all 4. And I knew once Robert said yes, Dick Garber said yes, let's go do this thing. I said, you know what, we're going to make this happen.
And it's been called a legacy kind of event because it will leave a legacy for the community. And in addition, I heard there's going to be some other improvements, like under the Marsh Bridge Park, and Hoyt Park's going to get some improvements. What's that all about?
Yeah, when you do your bid for the Memorial Cup, you have to include legacy projects that's going to be here well beyond that of the Memorial Cup. It's part of the bid process. It's part of what the Canadian Hockey League wants to do. It's not just for the 14 days they're here. It's going to be for the foreseeable future. What can we do and make a positive impact on that community that's hosting the Memorial Cup? So we worked with Annie Rummel and the CBB and others in the community, and we're going to take the Henry Marsh Bridge project that Annie's been working on for a number of years, and that's going to come to fruition. The Memorial Cup is going to participate in that.
It's going to be a park, right?
It's going to be a park. We're painting the areas underneath that bridge. There's going to be, it's going to turn into a park. That's what it is. And it's going to be murals put in there. It's going to brighten it up and make it welcoming is what it is. And instead of what it is right now, which is just a dark hole, right? And so that's going to get cleaned up. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to work with Larry Breathauer and the Friends of Hoyt Park to make some improvements at Hoyt Park too, through the Memorial Cup and through Dick Garber's work. So yeah, it's a lot of neat things will be go on there. Going to leave a legacy of the Memorial Cup here in Saginaw.
Robert, put aside the money for a minute. What does this mean to Saginaw County?
I don't know if I can ever put aside the money, but
yeah,
what it means to Saginaw County is just, it's awesome. I mean, $30 million of direct impact in this community, this region, is what we saw as the motivating factor to make our commitment. It takes the city of Saginaw County to the next level, international stage. Our image and our ability moving forward has just been elevated.
So let me ask, just to put it to bed, what's the financial health of the county right now?
Financial health of the county is very strong.
That's good news.
Well, yes,
that's very good news.
We work hard at it, but it is.
Well, I
strong.
know that, but I just had to ask Craig.
Of course, yeah.
All right, let's talk a little hockey, just for the fun of it. Upstairs last night, there was a lot of discussion. Oh, is it going to go to the boys' head? Is it going to affect their game? And they come out and blow Flint away. What was your reaction last night to the team play?
It doesn't surprise me. We got incredible talent, and so does Flint. By the way, this is going to be a long series. Last night was certainly.
I don't think so. I predicted in 5 games. Everybody else says 7.
we had the upper hand last night, but we're not getting ahead of ourselves. Flint's got a tremendous roster and a great coach, all that stuff. So it is a I can just tell you, it doesn't surprise me because we had dinner with the players the night before. Dick and I did with the coach and the players, and you could just feel the sense of focus. They're focused and they're excited about the Memorial Cup, but they're able to put that in perspective. That they got a job to do right now, and that's the job one right now is the Flint Firebirds. And I can tell you something, Mitchell Smith, Saginaw's Mitchell Smith. This kid over the last 6 weeks, you got to come out and see Mitchell play. I've been telling NHL scouts that. We had 4 of them at the game last night that I spoke to about Mitchell. I said, if you haven't seen him in the last 6 weeks, you know what? He's an NHL caliber prospect, and he's turned into that just in this last 6 weeks. He's always looked good, but now he's turning into an elite defenseman,
and he's taking it seriously.
And last night was incredible. He was an amazing player last night, and it's so fun to see. Now that's part of the fun of being a partner in the Ontario Hockey League here, is watching these kids come in and the dots connect. Right now we've seen the dots connect with a kid from Saginaw, Mitchell Smith, where now he's going to become a prospect, and I hope, I think somebody should sign him. An NHL team should sign him because he's good enough to be there. And so I've seen it. I know what it looks like. 21 years of this, what it looks like. That kid should be in the NHL, and he's got what it takes. And I hope somebody sees what we do, and eventually they will, because they need players like him. So, anyways, it's exciting.
Saginaw has been blessed. This last year, you got the number 1 overall pick. Little kid by the name of Michael Misa happens to know how to skate.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Exceptional status and all of that. But it takes a team, doesn't it? It's more than just one. And half these kids never been to a playoff game in their lives.
Well, one of the great things about Dave Drinkle and his scouting, it's all about scouting at the end of the day, right, Robert? I mean, Robert's been around the team. Yeah. It's all about and one thing that Dick and I do in Brandon Bordeaux is we make sure that the scouts and Dave understand we want players with character and talent. If they don't have them both, we don't want them wearing our uniform. This group of kids have got character and talent, and they're egoless, right? They when you walk through that room, you've been around them.
I've been around them.
These kids are elite athletes, and how our scouts have identified those kind of kids that can work together to create this kind of synergy, and that's what's exciting about it, is that they're so young, the youngest team in the league, and we're doing pretty good. So it's a really neat thing to see how egoless they are. I don't care who gets the credit. They're not looking for any kudos other than to win and to develop together, and it's a really neat thing to see this happening.
And they're just as good off ice. I mean, look, just as an example, Tristan Lennox and his Lenny's Foundation.
Yep.
It's
For ALS. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
For ALS.
Yeah, he's raised like $50,000 for ALS. Unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. And the humility and the like Michael Misha mentioned just how humble this kid is. How can a kid 15 years old be that talented and be that humble?
Well, I'll tell you how. He's mature for his age.
He is. Yeah.
And his skating is way above his age.
Oh my goodness, for sure. Yeah.
And that's how.
Yeah.
But it's also the team. I
Yeah,
mean, just
yeah.
the influence everybody
it's a
on the team.
Yeah, you're right, Robert. Yeah.
But I watch, we do these auctions, jerseys and things, and I watch the team's reaction when his jersey sells, like the other day for $3,600. They were all happy for it. They all cheered and they wanted more and more.
That's
more,
what I mean. They're egoless.
Yeah, they're egoless.
Yeah,
literally.
They are. It's and we've had this before with the team in 18-19.
Yep.
Didn't know if we could duplicate it again. And Dave Drinkle did it. And I got to tell you what, you got to give that guy a lot of credit. He's got a great eye, and he knows what he's looking for in players because they got to match that character test. And if they don't check those boxes that he's looking for, and his scouts don't look for those kind of players, they don't come here. And it's a great thing. And you see it on the ice. You see how well they play.
Then they're turned over to Chris Lassery, who has to mold them into his vision of what that game should be like, and he has.
And he should get votes for Coach of the Year without question. And he's done a great job working with these young kids. When kids are this young, there's always going to be times where you go up and down. We went through a stretch there, I think, where we lost 11 out of 13, whatever it was, and Laz never wavered a second. Neither did the ownership. Nobody. We all had each other's back. Hey, listen, it's part of the development process. We believe in these kids, and once they started winning again, I think they won 11 of the next 13 or something like that. So I think we lost 11 of 13, and we won 11 of 13. So,
and the really good news about all of this, 21 are coming back next year.
Yeah.
Assuming they all make it, because who knows?
Who
can come along and knock somebody off. But I mean, the future for the next several years is just brighter and brighter and brighter as these kids mature and get older.
Well, Robert's aware of this too, but we got a loaded draft grid. And for your listeners, what that means is that in the next 4 drafts, we have 17 picks in the first 3 rounds. That's where the guts of your team comes from. And we got a great roster, and then the draft grid is loaded for players coming here in the future, and we can use those draft picks to trade for players next year. So we'll trade for the elite players that are on teams that are not going to make it to the Memorial Cup or win a championship. Where our league works is about a quarter of the way through the season, the teams realize they're not going to win a championship, so they start looking at ways that they can build for the future. And when they do that, they trade away their elite players, and next year there's a good chance that we'll be in a position to be able to grab a few of those elite players to make this team even better. So yeah, it's going to be so much fun for our fans. I'm so grateful, and I'm thankful that we can do this for our fans, because we have people walk around. Last night I walk around with tears in my eyes because I look at these people that have supported us for 21 years, and they're coming up giving me a big hug on the Memorial Cup, and nothing more than I want to do than take that Memorial Cup and hand it to our fans and say, you know what, it's had some fun.
Yeah. And it was there last night.
Yeah.
All right, hang on, guys. I got to take a break. We're talking to Robert Bellman. He is the controller of Saginaw County, and Craig Goslin, president and managing partner of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right, but right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others. Want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA? It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drugs or surgery, 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com, prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
The WSW online poll for you is about American values with that recent Wall Street Journal NOC survey, comparing responses from 25 years ago, finding when it comes to the questions of patriotism, religion, and raising children, the responses percentage-wise are down compared to 25 years ago. Patriotism, 25 years ago, 70% very important, now 38%. The importance of religion, 62% then, 39% now. And raising children, 59% then, now it's 30%.
Well, those are some significant drops there.
By contrast, having money was the only value that was up from 25 years ago. So the WSW poll question for you, what is your view regarding American values of patriotism, religion, and raising children? You can vote, I think these values are very important. I don't think these values are very important. You can vote, you think that the having money value is more important, or you're not sure. You head to WSW.com, you scroll down the homepage, you will find a poll box, and you can make your vote that way with WSGW.
Broadcasting from the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios. This is WSGW.
All right, we're back with you. Here on WSGW, we are talking to Craig Goslin, President and Managing Partner of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club, Robert Bellman, who is the controller of Saginaw County, and the Memorial Cup coming to Saginaw in 2024, May 22nd, for about 13 days, and it'll be a festival downtown like none other that we have seen. So the bid process, Craig, to get the Memorial Cup here, how long did it take you to put that bid together? When did you first have an inkling you were going to go for it?
I got the go ahead from Dick Garber in late October, and then I got a hold of Robert Bellman the next day. All right, and once I took Robert's temperature on this, he went to Chris Boyd, and he can speak on that. And once I lined all that up, we started lining up all of our stakeholders. And but no, it's been since the end of October, every day, 7 days a week. There's been no break. And all of it, everybody in this community that was involved. You were there yesterday. There was well over 70 people that were involved in helping us with the bid, putting this together. But none more important than Robert Bellman and the county commissioners and Chris Boyd. Without that yes from them, we're not here today. We don't get the Memorial Cup.
Kept going in your office, and the book you had kept getting thicker and thicker and thicker.
Yeah, no,
the
the 3-ring binder kept getting changed out to that big 6-inch one, right? But yeah, no, it was great, and it's humbling to see how the community came together. It's a great example of how the community could come together, collaborate, everybody get their oars in the water rowing in the same direction, and making something really cool happen for our community. It's going to work, and it's going to be a win-win for everybody.
So the president of the CHL, Dan McKenzie, was in town yesterday to formally announce it on a video that went across Canada. But he didn't have any decision power in this.
No.
Who made the decision?
The site selection committee, Colin Campbell, is deputy commissioner of the is the vice president of the National Hockey League. And then
Of
Paul,
the National Hockey League.
yeah, Paul Beeston, who was the former president and part owner of the Toronto Blue Jays. And then Shane Redmond, who's the one of the executives at TSN, who's going to be broadcasting the games. And the two gals there from Hockey Canada, I can't remember their names right now, but they were also, there's 5 of them that were involved in making that decision.
And they came to Saginaw?
They did not come, but they were.
They had eyes here.
They had eyes here. Yeah, they had lots of people that were doing lots of checks for them, and I don't. They may have come. I don't know. It's not something that they announce, right? They don't give you a chance to. It's a very confidential process that they go through in terms of how they select the host team, and I don't know if they came or not.
But there was a virtual presentation that you had.
Oh yeah. We had a virtual presentation. We also sent they send site managers here to review the site. Robert, you can probably speak on that when Wayne came up here to review the site. In terms of it was going to be suitable for a Memorial Cup, but from the site services.
But let's talk about the building for a minute, Robert.
Sure.
What needs to be done? I mean, it's going to be, and you told me one time, $8.5 million is what you estimated. What is that including? What has to be done inside the building?
So what has to be done is we have right now a visitor's locker room.
Yeah,
and
been
it
there,
is
done that.
it is barely labeled a locker room.
Barely
because
is a good word for
Yeah,
it.
it's in horrible condition.
Never been
It's
touched in 72.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Right, literally.
Yeah.
And it's a poor reflection on us.
It is.
So we were committed to upgrade the locker room. So you have to have 4 locker rooms for this event.
Yeah.
And so we're going to upgrade the 2 locker rooms to be the 2 visitors' locker rooms. Of course, Dick Garber, Craig made some significant investment in their locker room.
I call that the Red Wings locker room.
That's right.
It's pretty nice. Yeah.
Pretty
And then
nice. Yeah.
We're going to bring in a temporary or portable locker room for the 4th team. And
Yes.
so that is going to be one of the primary upgrades is this locker room. And it's going to not be as nice as the Spirit, but close to it. We have to debate on the color of the locker room. We're going to paint it, but
Yeah.
I have a question about that 4th locker room you bring in because it's got to be portable facilities. You're almost going to have to put some kind of temporary tunnel between that locker room and the building so the players don't walk on skates outside and all that stuff. You're going to have some kind of connection, aren't you?
Well, right now where the visitors enter through that
Right.
tunnel,
Yeah.
we're going to put it just outside that door. We're going to have the proper matting so that they can walk
It'll
in
be
on
covered?
skates and it'll be covered coming
Yeah,
in.
so that's the
and it'll
tunnel.
be closed off to the public so that they can have an area to practice, warm up, and then hit the ice.
All right. So that takes care of the locker rooms.
So it takes care of the locker rooms. The other thing we had to commit to is upgrades to the suites. The media suite needs to be expanded in both length and width to accommodate TSN and their broadcasts from the facility.
They send in their own crew, their own
Yes.
broadcast crew.
Oh yeah, they're going to send a group of probably over 50 people here to broadcast the event. It goes international, so this is TSN is owned by ESPN, so it's ESPN's Canada's version of ESPN. So yeah, this will be it'll also be on the NHL network. So yeah, this is a full professional broadcast crew comes in like they would for the Super Bowl, for example.
Yeah. Okay, so we take care of the media suite.
So we hit the media suite. We're going to duplicate.
Let's stop there for a minute.
Okay.
How do I get up to that media suite?
Well, that's one of the
that I've been asking for
That's
years.
right.
We're working on that. Yeah, Robert's
Slow
on,
walk
he's on a
right
mission.
now.
He's on a mission. Yeah.
We recognize that facility built or opened in 1972 didn't need any accessibility. So elevators were not contemplated, and we need elevators in that facility because anybody with any physical limitations cannot
like old age.
and cannot enjoy the views from those suites. And so we want to make those accessible, not only for the Memorial Cup, for everything thereafter, concerts,
Concerts, the circus, the whole works. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So elevators are primary on our list of what we're
Thank
trying to. You're welcome. And then restrooms up there.
That was my next question.
There are no restrooms up in these suites, so we're looking to put 4 restrooms up in each of the suites.
Oh wow, really? That many?
Yes.
Oh, good.
So that's going to be an investment, and we want to do that. The other thing we're doing is replacing the ceiling in the arena. I don't think it's been replaced since the building was built and opened, and it really needs it.
Yeah.
And better lighting, and sound system in those lower suites.
Well,
so
the
that-
lighting was improved recently, wasn't it? A couple of years ago.
Well, the
they put
lighting in the arena
LEDs.
is actually the best in the business.
Yeah, I was
It's,
going to say.
not the
Over
arena
the
lighting.
ice
Oh, he's-
itself.
yeah,
Over
he's-
the ice.
he's
over
talking-
the ice is improved.
He's talking about
but-
over the ceilings.
You're talking about the rest of it.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Which is over the seats.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
But over the ice, we have Ephesus lighting, which is the very best LED lights for arena that there is. So,
All right, we'll take a break, come back. We're chatting with our guest, Craig Gosland and Robert Bellman. More ahead.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from Applied Training Solutions. You are going to get half off of a CPL class. It's normally $150, but you're getting this deal for just $75. A CPL class is necessary for anyone looking for the proper certification to apply for a concealed pistol license in the state of Michigan. And you must be 21 or older. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older, 52,
36.
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
Inflation is nothing more than legalized theft. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and to preserve your wealth, I highly recommend keeping physical gold in your retirement account. To learn more, text the word safeguard to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold, which is the only gold IRA company I trust. So text safeguard to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
Is your prostate secretly being destroyed without you knowing it? All the ads for these prostate pills like Super Beta Prostate, Saw Palmetto, ProstaStream, Prostagenics, and others. Want to know which pills work and which are garbage? Now you can. Get a free copy of the new guide, Prostate Secrets, that pulls back the curtain on the prostate pill industry. Learn what is really in these pills. Which pill has over 987 adverse event reports filed against it with the FDA? It's shocking. Learn the one food to avoid that is a prostate killer, and discover the 3 so-called health foods that destroy your prostate. Get your free copy at prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com. This free guide will show you how to end your prostate problems without drugs or surgery, 5 important things to do to protect your prostate, and much more. Warning, this guide is controversial and may be offensive to some readers as it pulls no punches. So go to prostatesecrets.com, prostatesecrets.com. That's prostatesecrets.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-330-1991. That's 1-800-330-1991. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
This morning we are thinking spring. Well, spring on the calendar is here, and it does appear as though Mother Nature is going to give us a little bit of spring as well. Not only rain showers, and we've had a few of those lately. Snow showers, well, that's all in the Upper Peninsula, right? But for us here in the Great Lakes Bay Area, spring has arrived and temperatures will be warming up pretty close to 60 degrees. And we're going to be looking at some 70 degrees or close to it anyway in the Great Lakes Bay Area as we move into the week next week. So now is the time to be taking a look at any outdoor living that you might want to do in your backyard. Now's the time to take a look at the new Pollywood and alfresco home furnishings for both dining and deep seating. And they also have expanded their selection here at Maple Hill of Adirondack chairs or Pollywood in stock in many colors. Now's the time to stop by 2672 North Eastman Road in Midland. That's Maple Hill Nursery. More reports coming up next hour.
Hello, Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. We've got big news.
We're back! And you can join us Sundays at 1 p.m. as we once again go behind the mitten.
We'll take you to every corner of the state, sharing the stories that make Michigan great.
Find a hidden gem or a new favorite spot that might be located right in your hometown.
We'll go above the bridge and taste our way across the state.
Join us Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW.
And we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show as we chat with our guest, Craig Goslin, President and Managing Partner of the Saginaw Spirit, and Robert Bellman, the Controller of Saginaw County. Robert, you're talking during the break about the big plus of how marketing is going to come into play for Saginaw, probably the kind of marketing you really couldn't afford to buy when you think about it.
Exactly. I mean, as Craig was mentioned, and it got reiterated when the final playoffs come for the Memorial Cup in Saginaw, 7 million viewers. You cannot afford that type of publicity or that marketing that this area is going to get. And it's going to help us long term on trying to attract businesses and just elevate our community's image.
Let's talk just for a minute about tickets. And I know it's way too early, but the reason I ask is I assume there has to be allocations for the Western Hockey League, for the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, for the Ontario Hockey League, and local. How is it all going to be done?
Well, it starts with the league. First off, manages the ticketing. We get the tickets.
You don't have to worry about that.
Well, we do. Lindsay McDougall, our vice president of administration, is going to be made, significantly involved. But the allocation works this way: the NHL gets 1,000 tickets. The corporate sponsors of the Memorial Cup are going to get about 800 tickets. So there's 1,800 gone before we even turn the computer on. And so the tickets are going to be definitely difficult to get. But our season ticket holders are going to get the first crack at the tickets. They may not get their location because that goes to the NHL and to the corporate sponsors. But they're going to get the first shot at tickets, and then we're going to open up to the general public. I'm hoping to do that early. Usually this doesn't happen until the existing Memorial Cup is over in Kamloops, which is coming up here in May. But they're sold out. Kamloops is sold out, so I'm pushing right now to let us start selling tickets for the 2024 Memorial Cup before the Memorial Cup in Kamloops is over. So we're working our way through the dynamics of that, but it's going to be we're going to do all we can to make tickets accessible to the people of Saginaw County and of the Great Lakes Bay region.
We see about 5,500 roughly,
5,100 now with the changes that Robert is making. Yeah, because we're putting another wildfire party deck on the other side of the arena. We're putting in a few more of the Eagles Nest suites, and that takes some seat capacity out. But it also adds an additional opportunity for revenue.
Just out of curiosity, with the improvements to the catwalk area, is there no chance of putting other suites up there? We have one up there now.
We have one up there. We're going to put another one up on the opposite end.
Okay, all right.
So we're also looking at whether we can really, while we're up there, reinforce that catwalk so that we can get additional suites that not only benefit
my question,
during the Memorial Cup, but again, throughout all of our events. We're going to look to go for other businesses, the Michigan High School Athletic Association hockey tournament, which is in Plymouth, the closest centrally located. Saginaw will become that if we can make these improvements.
It's an important day, that awarding of that particular fan fest, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the fan fest is a word we're going to use a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, the Joel Credit Union Event Park is going to be the home of the fan fest. We're going to have a major concert in there on the day off. So there's going to be the fan fest. Even if you don't come to the hockey games, you can come down to the fan fest. The games will be on big screens there. And we're also going to have a big screen under the Henry Marsh Bridge Pavilion project, one of our legacy projects. So there's going to be all kinds of ways just to come down in Riverfront Saginaw and enjoy the Memorial Cup. And it's the fan fest is going to be a big part of that.
Somebody asked me yesterday, because they heard, it's going to be 10,000 people coming to town, but you only seat 5,000 plus. How do you do that? And I said, well, remember this. They're all there for their teams. They don't all go to every game.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But they hang around the fan fest, though.
They hang around the fan fest. They hang around
Yeah.
Frankenmuth, they hang around everything else. That's
And the
around
NHL
restaurants.
too. The NHL is a partner in this too. So the NHL will send us all the trophies. The Hockey Hall of Fame will have all the trophies there. The Stanley Cup, all the things. There'll be NHL alumni. We're going to have multiple NHL alumni there that are going to be signing autographs for our fans. This is a big event for the hockey community. So it's neat because no matter who we ask, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm in. Paul Bissonnette, for example, who's got this Spit and Chicklets video. He's an alumni of the Saginaw Spirit, and he's reached out to us and says, "Hey, listen, I want to be part of that." So it's we have people coming throughout the hockey world that are ready to support us.
All right, guys. Well, time's up. We'll have to do this again.
And can I say one last thing,
real quick?
I want to thank Robert Bellman's daughter, Emily. Because Emily was critical in helping us to get this thing here. So the kids too. There's a bunch of kids in this community that that are part of this too. So we thank Emily.
Craig, thanks for being here today.
You bet.
Robert, it's about time. Thanks for being
I
with us.
appreciate the invite.
Appreciate
Thanks.
it. We'll be back to close out.
Natalia, solid dismount, but that little pause is a deduction.
Top tumblers hope to stick the landing with Coach Jasmine.
That aerial sequence still needs work.
She needs more certified athletic trainers to find her balance.
Focus. I'm going to need you for the all-around. Wait, who's spotting the vault?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. We help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce, such as child custody and property division, among many others. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell. We're a partner men can count on.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. A partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. We've got Focus coming up. We're going to have open phones during Focus, no guests. So stick around for that, and we will be back right after the news on WSGW.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Steel.
I'm Steve Kathan. The indictment against former President Trump remains under seal. Reaction to it is out in the open and all over social media, from praise to condemnation.
I'm Stephen Portnoy. On CBS Mornings, Trump defense attorney Joe Tacopina argued the case against his client is political.
Today it's Donald Trump. Tomorrow it's going to be a Democrat. The day after that it could be your brother, your son, your daughter.
Tacopina says it's his understanding that because his client is a Secret Service protectee, the former president will not be handcuffed when he's booked next week. Talks on the logistics of Trump's arrest, processing, and arraignment are ongoing.
And everyone's gearing up for what comes next Tuesday when Trump is due to be arraigned. CBS's Mara Rubin on security in Lower Manhattan.
Steel barricades are up outlining the Manhattan Criminal Court as the city braces for protesters. And the New York Police Department has ordered every member of the force to report in full uniform today as a precautionary measure.
Unsettled weather could rock the nation's midsection today from the upper Midwest to parts of the deep South. CBS News meteorologist David Parkinson.
There are two
bullseyes. One is right around the quad cities of Iowa and Illinois, and that stretches for about 100 to 150 mile radius from there. And the other is sort of within 100 to 150 mile radius of Memphis. That's where the two sort of bullseyes, the highest percentage chance of devastating weather is.
About the American journalist held in Russia, President Biden said this morning, let him go. Evan Gershkovich of the Wall Street Journal is facing espionage charges that he and the paper deny. As we hear from CBS's Elaine Cobb, Finland will become a member of NATO in just a matter of days.
Finland will formally join our alliance in the coming days.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg made the announcement after Turkey voted to ratify Finland's membership. Turkey was the last NATO member to vote.
All 30 NATO allies have now ratified the accession protocol.
Turkey has not yet voted to allow Sweden to join NATO, saying it still has concerns Stockholm isn't tough enough on groups Ankara considers terrorists.
In South Africa, an early release from prison's been denied for Oscar Pistorius. The former Paralympian is serving time for killing his girlfriend. Inflation easing some, but still stubborn. CBS's Jill Schlesinger tells us the government says consumer prices rose from January to February, but at a slower pace.
Well, inflation is coming down. It is coming down very slowly. And that could mean that the Fed will keep interest rates higher for longer.
And checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 179 points. The S&P is up 25. This is CBS News.
Find tools for the job site or your own backyard at over 10,000 authorized local steel dealers. Find yours at steelusa.com, STIHLUSA.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMax, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. So don't replace RoofMax.
RoofMax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 859-6751 or go to GetRoofMax.com for a free quote.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why would you pay full price when you know that you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out all of our deals going on right now, from Bell's Barkery and Boutique, Mid-Michigan Garage Door, Super Cute, Applied Training Solutions, Bubble Tea Brew House, and Style Encore. You can also enjoy a trip to the Turtle Creek Casino in a Mid-Michigan limo bus. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
I'd rather ride a bike with my kids than ride in an ambulance.
I'd rather have a catch with my dog Curtis than catch pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like heart disease, asthma, or diabetes, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20 pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Learn more at Prevnar20.com. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Brian Regan.
In the human world, there's a doctor for every body part, but in the animal world, a veterinarian takes care of all animals and all their parts. We're the bighorn sheep knee doctors.
Brian Regan live on stage.
The giraffe throat and throat doctor.
July 30th at Fem Capitol Theater. Tickets on sale now at tickets.thefem.org. Brian Regan, produced by Pepper Entertainment.
We can't see tomorrow, but we can hear it. Tomorrow sounds like hydrogen being added to natural gas to make it more sustainable. It sounds like solar panels generating thousands of megawatts. And it sounds like carbon being captured and stored, keeping it out of our atmosphere. We've been bridging to a sustainable energy future for more than 20 years. Because what we do today helps ensure tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see periods of showers and thunderstorms here for today with cloudy sky conditions and a high around 60 degrees. Winds out of the south around 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. Then for tonight, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, cloudy sky conditions, and a low around 41. By Saturday, a chance for showers and storms, cloudy skies, temperatures climb early, then slowly fall throughout the day. Then on Sunday, we'll see increasing cloud cover, a high of 50. Monday, skies become mostly sunny, high around 60 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 42.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
Yes, indeed. Focus brought to you by RoofMax. Find them online at getroofmax.com. And as you heard, with 2 X's. No guests today on Focus, so we'll just have open phones. If you want to chime in, give us a call, and we'll chat about whatever's on your mind. And we're going to start out doing that right now because Carl is with us this morning. Carl, good morning. Yeah. Nothing's happened. Nothing's happened in New York, I know, and nothing's happening in Florida and all that. So I was going to bring it up, but go ahead. I got a better idea. Wait till the trial's over. For example, let me give you an example of why I say that. Nancy Pelosi yesterday said that, well, Trump will have a trial, he can prove his innocence. When did she stop understanding in this country you are innocent until proven guilty? You don't prove your innocence. Your guilt has to be proven. And that really, it pointed out how political this thing has become. And listen, I don't know the guilt or innocence. All right. I know that there's been a federal prosecutor that refused to touch it. There was New York prosecutors that refused to touch it. So we'll see what happens. He'll have his day in court and they will have to prove his guilt. And we'll see what happens. And after that, then we can talk. Right now it's speculation. Everything is speculation. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Listen. I have to admit, I'm not surprised. I did question whether there would be any charges. I did say that early on because we hadn't heard, but the other side of that coin is I'm not surprised. It's that's why I say let's just wait and see, let it play out, and maybe. And, I think they're going to be watching to see what happens with this before they do theirs. Maybe not, but they will. Well, they're human. Of course it does. I mean, you were talking about human beings here who react like humans, whether it's political or not. Humans react like humans. What can I tell you? And it's and remember this: they're treading new territory. Never been here before. Going to be interesting. It's I don't know. I'm just going to sit back and watch and see what happens. There's nothing else. First of all, there's nothing else you can do. You can speculate all you want. It doesn't mean anything. The only thing that means anything is the trial and the outcome. That's all. He's either guilty or he's not. But I will tell you this: if they do not convict, that's going to be a blow to that New York prosecutor big time, because then it's really going to look political. Something else to be said about it from the political side: is this going to help or hurt the former president? It helps. And if that depends whether you're found guilty or not. Yeah, but I'm not. I think personally, I think they'll try and accelerate this, not stall it. Well, but yeah, this one he may not. He may see an advantage here. So who knows? All right. Time will tell. We'll see. All right. Talk to you, Carl. Thanks. Bye-bye. Errol, hang on. We'll get to you next here on WSGW. We'll also hear from Terry Henney.
You have a family doctor. Do you have a family plumber? When you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling problem happen in your home or business, you need to be able to call a professional that you can rely on and trust to make the repair or equipment replacement. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been the professional homeowners and businesses trust for 65 years. Whether you're looking for an emergency water heater replacement or planning a new heating system installation, you can trust Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to provide quality service and installation. Reamer has the equipment to fit every budget, experienced estimators, and state licensed technicians to install. Trust a professional to do the job right. Call Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Visit them on the web at reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
This morning, we've been telling you about all of the outdoor furnishings that you can see right now at Maple Hill Nursery in Midland. And you can also have the opportunity to not only see what they have on display, which is very large right now, but you can also order. And you can be assured that your order will get here for the most part on time, in plenty of time for the summer season. Also, there are a lot of other tips that the folks at Maple Hill Nursery are giving out as of right now, especially when it comes to weed management. A lot of us like our yards to look pretty sharp. And the best opportunity that you have to manage those weeds is usually in the spring. So Maple Hill has some formulas. They have some suggestions of what you can do. Also, lawn repair season, a little bit of lawn damage out there also. Chuck Cervinsky and his staff are ready to answer any questions you might have. What a great opportunity to stop by and see the huge display of outdoor living right now and get some tips for spring at Maple Hill Nursery, 2672 North Eastman Road in Midland. Back with the farm program in just a few moments.
The WSW online poll for you is about American values with that recent Wall Street Journal NOC survey. Comparing responses from 25 years ago, finding when it comes to the questions of patriotism, religion, and raising children, the responses percentage-wise are down compared to 25 years ago. Patriotism, 25 years ago, 70% very important, now 38%. The importance of religion, 62% then, 39% now. And raising children, 59% then, now it's 30%.
Well, those are some significant drops there.
By contrast, having money was the only value that was up from 25 years ago. So the WSW poll question for you, what is your view regarding American values of patriotism, religion, and raising children? You can vote, I think these values are very important. I don't think these values are very important. You can vote, you think that the having money value is more important, or you're not sure. You head to WSW.com, you scroll down the homepage, you will find a poll box, and you can make your vote that way with WSGW.
This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, we're back with you. One note before I get back to the phones and Errol in just a moment here. But tomorrow, Shipshewana on the road, coming back to the Mount Pleasant area. And I will be there from 8 to 11 tomorrow to tell you about it. It's going to be at the Maury Courts Recreation Center, and that's at 5175 East Remus Road in Mount Pleasant. All right, we say good morning to Errol. Good. No, that'll be at the media platform. Depends what I have to do. I am not. I know they're stricter than ours, but I'm not familiar with it. Yeah. Right. You know what else they don't have, though? You know what else they don't have up there? Our Constitution. Oh, we're not hard-headed. We're protected. Well, you're not going to solve that problem because that's a mental illness. And until we have a way of separating out those with mental illness that should not have guns, we're blowing in the wind. You know, it's not easy. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. Good enough. All right. Take care, Earl. Bye-bye now. And here's Mike in Shields. Mike, good morning. Uh-huh. Yep. It's good. Yeah. Well, there's been a big change in, in the Yeah. All right. Hey, I got to run because I'm out of time. All right. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now. And that'll do it for today for this edition of Focus. We'll be back to close out and find out what's happening in the markets when we hear from Baird and Company coming up.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you do?
The Saginaw Children's Zoo will be opening for the